Welcome back again to another episode 1600. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. And we're here today talking about sports and all of them, NBA, MLB, NFL, and just seeing if they're coming back. We are sitting in a spot now. It's creeping up on July, and we're still figuring out what leagues are officially coming back. The NBA has said they are planning to return. MLB has just said that they plan to return. I think next week they're going to be training camp. And the NFL still seems they act like things are on schedule, but
right.
more cases coming up with guys getting sick. We don't know what the case may be. So just want to talk about it all, and thank you guys for tuning in to hear our discussion. So what's where you want to start with first, Alec?
Well, let's start NBA.
NBA? I
the Disney bubble.
And they got the Disney bubble going on. They already got things. Okay, hold on. We talked about Florida a while ago, bro. We talked about Florida a while ago. We said they started way too early. They came back and were outside partying. They were the ones who jumped that were out at spring break trying to party as stuff was going on and didn't care.
That's your spot, Kodak.
We kids and we can't get sick. All those videos that came out. Now we are here again. Creeping up, July 30th is the report date for the NBA to get out to Orlando. Today is the day that many guys are announcing whether they're going to play or not. But even then, in Florida itself, there are reports of thousands of cases continuing to break out out there. And it's like we get that the NBA, even with all that going on, is going to be in the bubble. But to be in a bubble in the middle of one of the most threatening places in the nation right now is a difficult thing. I thought there could have been other options. Out here in LA could have been an option. New York could have been an option. I think New York is doing very well in handling the situation. They went from one of the most deadly places, or wherever the word may be, to when they've got a lot under control. Excuse me, I'm getting all
New York's also like super dense though and highly populated, so that's probably not the best.
It is, but when it comes to arenas and luxury hotels to properly get all the guys acquainted. A lot of guys, I think, live in New York as well, so they could just be at their houses too if they need to stay, if they can't get hotels for them and wherever the case may be. I thought New York was just a space just because of all that is there. That
I know Vegas was discussed as a potential.
Vegas should have been a spot. It should be a spot. We're going to talk about NFL later. I'll bring that back up. But yes, we're here with the NBA as you wanted to start with. And yeah, I'm just nervous. I like the idea that they came up with this bubble and having everybody in a centralized place, but the place they chose just worries me. So we've seen guys back out, partially because of that. I think Dwight Howard may have been one of the guys that just announced he was backing out.
Did he officially say he's not going?
Say it again.
Did he officially say he's not going yet, or no?
Sure. He was one of the guys that brought up not playing.
Right.
Trevor Ariza said he's not playing. Davis, I don't know, probably say his name. Bertans from the Wizards said he's not playing.
Right.
And those last two both know it directly because of the virus they're not playing. Dwight was because of the protesting and other things as well. So that played a part.
Ariza was to be with his son as well too, because he has like a 1 month visitation period that he can see his son.
I thought he also noted that the virus and not wanting to get sick and not trusting Florida and stuff like that too. So those two more directly are influenced by the virus and why they're not playing. And by the time you guys see this video, there will be others that announce the same thing. So yeah, we will see. And what do you think? Should the NBA continue going about as scheduled, or should they rush and try to find a new venue?
I don't know if it should continue. I think it will continue. I've seen no indication that they have plans of stopping the progress that they've already made towards going to Florida and doing the bubble. I think no plan is going to be bulletproof with coronavirus because, like, I mean, scientists, health professionals still don't even understand the virus completely, and we're not going to have a vaccine till maybe next year at the earliest. So no plan is going to be bulletproof, and so this plan seems like as good as they really could come up with at this point. It might be in the best interest of everyone to just cancel the season, but I think because of how much money goes into it and individual players like the face of the league wanting to compete for that ring in LeBron James. I think it's going to proceed.
Front running.
It's going to proceed. And as fans, like we said, like selfishly would enjoy to watch basketball games, but as human beings too, like I don't know if I myself would feel comfortable doing that. Going to the bubble and all that.
Last time we talked about this, I told you I was like 75-25. I'm getting a lot closer to that Virgil, that 50-50. I think that maybe they should shut it down because more cases continue to come about. They're in Florida, which is one of the hotbeds for it right now. And plus, from what I heard, they don't have any other alternatives. Like they sat down and thought about the best place. And they thought, okay, we're going to go to Orlando, we're going to go to Disney. And if that fails, it's nothing.
Right.
If that's the case, it worries me that, again, about Florida and that place that it is. Plus, as more guys continue to get the virus, reports are today that Nikola Jokic of the Nuggets guy as well.
Right.
Possibly from Novak Djokovic, who didn't seem to care too much about it, was out.
Been wild in Serbia.
But even with that in the case, NBA guys are getting it. NBA guys can get it. And even with the replacement guys that they may bring in, we don't want a tarnished season. We'd rather have an official season done the right way, played out through with the guys that we want to see, rather than Jokic having to sit and we have to watch somebody else take his place and the Nuggets suffer because of it and all of that. So I'm very close, like I said, to that Virgil, and we'll see. We'll see if things change my mind.
I know they're planning to take a lot of precautions. Obviously, like the first month, it's like no family and friends, like no guests, basically. And then after that first month, they're planning to allow family and a guest as well. And then like they're supposed to be getting tested every single day,
right?
With the COVID test, and then they can optionally wear like this ring, I guess, that it determines your temperature levels or something like that, and you may have symptoms, I guess, if it picks up on it. So,
how do you feel about that?
The ring?
Yeah,
I feel fine about it just because it's optional, and like if guys want to do it and take extra precautions.
My thought, actually, I'm sorry, I should ask a more direct question. My problem, I guess you could say, with that is that I feel like a ring that has that type of capability should be used for other than athletes, like doctors or teachers or whoever the case may be. Somebody who's really out here trying to fight against this thing should have that other than an athlete. I get athletes are important too, and they're providing us with entertainment and are using that money to feed back in communities as well. But the ones that are actually on those front lines, I think that should go to them. I thought that was crazy to see, but even so, since it's the case, I'm glad they are checking. And I'll let you finish now. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, I could definitely see that argument too. I think it's just like an extra level of precaution that it's. I mean, because I know healthcare professionals are, I'm sure, testing pretty regularly as well themselves and taking their temperatures as well too, and being cautious. So, but yeah, I mean, if it was something that could be widely spread amongst people on the front lines, I think that would be great as well too, to have something that can monitor your levels like that. But basically I was just saying that I know that they're going to be taking precautions, but no plan is bulletproof. So there's definitely going to be a level of risk in going to play out the season in Disney, but it seems like they're going to proceed.
So we definitely see beginning. I'll be watching. We'll be fan of the NBA. We talked about it. We have basketball players and NBA guys on here in the past, and we're definitely going to stay tuned and I hope the best for them. Hope things go well, and hope they're not struggling too much without family or friends or whoever alongside them during that first month and however things go there. So
you talking about the IG models?
I wasn't trying to say that, but you got what I was trying to allude to. I was trying to find a way around it.
And others.
I was trying to find a way around it, and it didn't work. Oh well. But yeah, definitely hope it all works out for them. Now turning to the NFL though, they again are still, while they are masked up and they are trying to take some precaution when it comes to scheduling and how they're going about it and where they're located, all that, they're all going as planned. They're all going to be in their own home fields and things, and staying where they at, which I'm not a fan of, to be honest. I think don't go on the bubble route and having a centralized place, or even if it's a centralized couple of states, go LA, Vegas, some California, and Nevada.
Having like 4 or 5 places
right in there. Yeah, exactly. Having some kind of more contained area rather than having guys flying around the country for 16, 17, 18 weeks. I'm not a fan of. So with all this going on. So we definitely shall see. Also, as I kind of alluded to earlier, I think there's cases of guys across the league getting the virus. There are cases
lot are coming out,
in college, definitely, of Clemson got 20, 25 guys.
Yeah. Oh my God. Damn.
On a staff and on a roster that caught it. So with players still catching the virus, I think finding some kind of new centralized place is best for them. Them still being like, hey, we're going to do our thing. Especially when they're the most physical and like
in your face. Yeah.
Like there should be a lot more urgency there to find a solution than to be like, hey, we'll just figure it out. Like that seems very ignorant of them. So yeah. You share the same thought?
Yeah, no, I agree. I share the same sentiments as you. I think it's concerning that they want to just continue like business as usual. I think there's I saw a report that a couple owners are maybe leaning towards pushing the start date back of the season, like a couple weeks. From I guess September is when that first game would be.
Right.
So they might do that, as I think concern has arisen just because of the amount of positive cases that have been coming out. Like I know a couple of high profile players as well too, like Zeke Elliott and a couple other guys. But yeah, I think it's concerning that they want to just like continue business as usual. I think it would make more sense to do more of an NBA model or a model where they have a few destined locations and not everybody traveling all over the country, like you were saying. They haven't even talked about the fan aspect as well, too. I would assume they would want to return with no fans, but I don't know that necessarily.
They have a Hall of Fame game coming up in August, and I think that's happening without fans. So they're doing that one. When it comes to the regular season, I'm not sure yet. They might do partial fans where they like spread them out or something like that. But
I don't know, because the NFL is about their money, so I know like they want to have fans in the seats.
Clearly.
So, yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be very tricky. With again, to our thought, I think it's something that's also kind of shared on a couple places. But going to LA, we have a new stadium that I think that's now ready to go out here. Vegas just got their stadium done. Even just California, I think Qualcomm Stadium or wherever that stadium was down in San Diego, they took some kind of stadium down there. You can go up north towards the Bay and the 49ers Stadium. You have one over there as well.
Yeah. California has so many teams. There's so many stadiums around.
There's so many stadiums. Even there's high school, college stadiums that are adequate enough as well. So there's plenty of stadiums out here. And again, when I talk about San Francisco and San Diego and LA, if you don't want to fly and have guys spread out, you can let guys fly to certain areas and not all be in one exact location. I know at least 50 guys on one team along with the staff.
That's true too. There's a lot more guys on those rosters as well.
Bringing all of them into one exact place would be a little much. But if you have 4 or 5 central spots, maybe that's a little bit better. But they're not even doing that. They're saying we're just going to let you guys go where you need to go. So that's how they're rolling. And I really, really, really hope for the best, because I was hoping for a great season coming up this year.
I feel like if they really wanted to like come back as soon as they want to, like they should have been still having their players quarantined, because it seems like if players are getting all these positive results of COVID tests, like they clearly weren't quarantining. As soon as the state lifted their stay-at-home orders, they were out and about like usual. So like if you really wanted your league to come back, like probably should have had a little bit more restriction what players could do.
Yeah. So like I said, we shall see. And I'm really hoping for the best. I think this year is going to be a great year, not only as a Ravens fan, I'll talk about, but just across the board. There's a lot of good teams out there that I was hoping to watch. So hopefully they get things done and are able to execute properly. So definitely looking forward to that. Now, something I'm going to defer to you a little more to is the MLB side. They're trying to figure things out as well. I think they've had a deal on the table and shut it down, and had a deal on the table and shut it down.
Yeah.
5 or 6 times now. And I think they now are really trying to push forward with the latest one. And how's that going right now, Alec?
Yeah, so Jeff Passan reported that they have an agreement now to start training camp July 1st and have a season, a 60-game season, as opposed to it's usually 162. So that's 2/3 of it cut out right there.
Right.
And I think they have to get past one last hurdle as it involves COVID safety measures.
Right.
But yeah, they, like you said, they had been going back and forth with deals, and that was more of a money issue with owners trying to get players to take larger cuts than they had already agreed to. So players were fighting back on that a lot, but I think they agreed to the original bargaining agreement that they had put in place. So the owners eventually, I guess, gave up trying to fight for that money, even though they're billionaires themselves.
This popped in my head real quick, and I this kind of off, but it's with baseball. Houston, we have not forgotten.
Yeah, we ain't forget about you.
Don't slide by. Like we forgot, and all this other stuff's going on. And when in baseball returns, and we're gonna just gloss over you guys. We still remember what y'all did. Y'all not just gonna escape by. I remember at least, and I hope that they guys keep reminding them as well. So yeah. With that, again, I hope we just see players put that out in action on the field.
Right.
I also talked about how with football, they're the most contact sport of the major ones. Baseball, on the other hand, is
probably the least.
Not to the extreme of tennis or golf or anything. Right. But when it comes to team sports, like they spaced out 90% of the time. There's not a whole lot of contact there unless you slide into the base or whatever the case may be.
Tag, yeah.
Right. So I think when it comes to the COVID side of things, they actually are already very equipped and ready to go to avoid things in that arena. However, when it comes to the business side, that's where I kind of defer to you. I think guys need to get paid what they deserve. They worked hard to get to those spots and all of that. So I do think that they should figure that out and get them their money.
Yeah, for sure.
How does it only being 60 games influence the style of play for the season, though? How do you think that will change things?
That's interesting too. Yeah, because I mean, there's usually 4 or 5 teams in your division. So I feel like, and you usually play 3 or 4 game series between teams in a row.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying for the literal game itself. I feel like for when you have 162 games, you kind of pace yourself. I'm not going to go too hard today. I'm going to kind of ease up. I'm not going to swing for the fences right now. With 60 games, I don't got a whole lot of time. If I don't get my numbers right now, I got no chance. So you think pitchers are going to be throwing a little bit faster? You think guys are going to be swinging for the fences more? How do you think the game itself is going to be?
Well, pitchers, I don't think it would change for pitchers. Maybe for hitters, just being more aggressive at the plate. But I feel like as a baseball player, you don't really want to change up your style too much. That it takes a lot to get to a point where you're comfortable with your routine kind of thing and with your plate appearances and how you play the game. I don't think it would really change the style of it. Baseball, the pace of the game too is determined by the pitcher as well. Because there's no shot clock, there's no any of that as well too.
With how important numbers seem to be for baseball, though, they are when it comes to analytics and all that. Baseball seems to be, even NBA is trying to get into analytics, NFL's getting into analytics, but baseball seems like they hold on to that dearly.
Yeah, for sure.
If that was the case, could guys try to make sure that their numbers are right try a little bit harder to make sure I gotta get my numbers right and change their game accordingly to do so? That was my thought.
I just think that's hard to do in baseball because at the plate, you're adapting to what the pitcher does too. So you can't necessarily determine how well you're gonna hit. You're making reactions based off what the pitcher throws, what he doesn't throw. So it's harder. And basketball, one guy can take over the game at any point. Like in baseball, it's very much like a team thing.
Got it.
Say. Yeah. So.
All right. So yeah, like I said, we mentioned it a while ago when we talked baseball and all that. I'm going to be tuned in this year. I'm hoping for big things. I hope the Dodgers and others play well and all that. I hope just take a step back from that. I hope we get to see it. I hope they figure this out, get all things confirmed, and get going so we can get some guys on the diamond. So looking forward to all of that, definitely. Anything else you wanted to talk about with all that right now?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. So looking forward to all things NBA, NFL, MLB, all of that. I hope they all come back and they all put out a great product on the field. So, that's another video for Section.300. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for liking and rating, reviewing, subscribing. However you show love to it, we really appreciate it all. And we got a lot of great things on the way for you guys. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all later. Peace.
Doses.